There were cleaning and polishing noises whistling about the air, and tins of elbow grease all about the Skylark, when Nutty Noah nearly burned his tongue on his hot tea.
"Oh, Nelly, me dear!"
he screamed.
"Look outside! It's going dark! Is it an eclipse?"
Well, it usually does go dark at night, my dear,
explained Nelly.
"What's happened to today?"
asked Nutty.
Today, we've been polishing and cleaning and whistling.
Said Nelly.
Does the dark mean we can't go anywhere today?
Asked Maureen the giraffes.
It's far too late now.
Niggled Nelly.
"No, it ain't. We'll go underwater. It's dark there anyway. All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!"
Niggly Nelly nearly had a nightmare, and all the animals cowered in corners as the Skylark bubbled up out of a steaming pit. Nutty hopped ashore and groped his way towards the creepy castle on a haunted hill.
Ooh,
Said some somethings. Who said that? Inquired Nutty.
I did.
Said the somethings. Ow, ow, said Nutty, and looked up and saw a gang of grumpy gargoyles lurking on ledges. Evening, croaked Nutty.
We're the grumpy gargoyles.
How nice, said Nutty.
No, it's not. We used to be comedians, but the bad Baron didn't like our jokes, so he made us all grumpy.
Arr, leave everything to me, beamed Nutty.
Oh, you're back, my dear. Please, let's go.
"We must be rid of the bad Baron first,"
chuckled Nutty.
"Now, where can I get 6 dozen exploding red noses and some funny hats?"
He went on.
I know. You want me to knit them.
Niggled Nelly. When Nelly's knitted noses had all been fitted, Marmaduke the hyenas had hysterics at the sight of the funny gargoyles. And the Baron thundered fury.
"Ready? Now!"
Shouted Nutty.
I say! When is a gargoyle or not a gargoyle?
"No idea!"
Screamed the bad Baron.
When it's an olive oil.
The animals all laughed and moaned. The Baron went over the drawbridge and out of his mind and was never seen again. The sun came up for the first time in 100 years, and the gargoyles were happy.
"Well, Nelly, me dear,
Sighed Nutty Noah.
there's a wonderful sight for you."
Yes, you're right, my dear. Now let's be off before anyone sees you.
Most of the animals were lounging about in the middle of the morning, and Nelly was in the middle of another mess, when she noticed everyone with disinterest. Nutty Noah was still in bed in the middle of a dream about being in bed in the middle of a morning.
Perhaps we'd all feel a little better if we had somewhere to go, something to do, something to think about.
Nelly was saying, when she was interrupted right in the middle of her sentence.
"Raining!"
Shouted Nutty, waking up.
"Raining!
Shouted Rose.
Raining!"
Shouted everyone.
Raining.
Sighed Nelly.
We could go somewhere where it's not raining.
She muttered.
"There!"
Shouted Rose.
There.
Shouted George.
"Agreed!"
agreed everyone.
Right,
Shouted Nutty.
all aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark! What's the weather like where we are?
Boomed Nutty.
It's a lovely day, my dear.
Said Nelly.
So be it. That's a good enough reason to get up and give the day a chance.
Nutty Noah looked over the side and decided that they weren't anywhere.
How boring! That map needs adjusting.
He moaned.
I'm off back to bed.
He was grumbling when some small voices squeaked
Hello.
from the middle of nowhere,
I think there's someone greeting us.
said Maureen, looking blank.
Yes, it's us.
Said the voices, and everyone looked over the side. Who? Said everyone.
Us.
Squeaked the voices.
Where?
Said everyone.
Here.
Squeaked the voices.
Well, I never. Look at this, Nelly, me old love. Teddy bears. Come aboard, me hearties.
Shouted Nutty.
We'd love to,
Said a bear.
but we're clockwork bears, and we are just enjoying a picnic when the damp mist rusted up our works, and we can't move.
Poor little dears.
Said Nelly.
They look ever so run down. What can we do?
She said.
Oil 'em.
Said Nutty Noah. And without further ado, Nelly knitted a big drum of raspberry-flavoured cod liver oil. The animals went off 2 by 1 and oiled round the works, and 1 by 1 the bears began to beam.
It's a good job we came.
Said Nelly.
You're right.
Said the bears.
Today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Well, it turned out nice after all, Nutty Noah, my dear.
Said Nelly as they waved goodbye. Rose was in the kitchen boiling pea soup, whilst just like any other lunch, dinner or breakfast time on the Skylark, there was grunting, slurping and munching noises as Nutty Noah, Niggly Nelly and their potty pets sat, lay or stood down to their meal. Nutty Noah, as usual, was ready for the off, and Niggly Nelly was, as usual, niggling on about staying at home for a change. The animals were, of course, all of a muddle about what to do. As the grunting, slurping, munching and arguing got louder, Skylark shuddered and shook and decided it was about time to make a move.
Arr, belay there, Skylark!
Shivered Nutty, and Nelly dropped a stitch on her foot.
Oh!
And the Skylark kept on.
My, well, arr! We better hold on then!
Gasped Nutty.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark! Whoa, Skylark, me dear. A lovely spot, you clever old thing. Take a look at that, then.
Beamed Nutty, grinning all over his face and looking along the beach.
It wouldn't surprise me, Nutty Noah, if we was stranded here forever. Skylark just up and went without even looking at the map. Oh, we could be anywhere.
Niggled Nelly.
Well, we ain't alone, Nelly, me dear. Look at them boats out there. Ahoy there! Anyone ashore?
All of us.
Yawned a yacht.
We've been landed in this mess for months.
Well, what's the matter with you?
Inquired Nutty.
No tide.
Said a dinghy.
No tide?
Snorted Nutty.
Unbelievable! Got to be!
Oh, Nutty, please don't shout so.
Niggled Nelly.
Well, there ain't no such thing as no tide.
Oh, but there is. What? What? Wailed the Armada. Old Dredger weighed anchor and fished up the plug.
Disastrous,
Said Nutty.
oh dear oh me. Now what?
Nelly, could you knit a plug?
Suggested Ahmed, who, being a ship of the desert, didn't really understand.
Don't be silly.
Said Nutty.
Well, it's a start.
Said Nelly.
You're right.
Said Nutty.
Cast off.
Cast on, you mean?
When the hole was plugged, they all sat thinking of a plan, whilst the green pea soup simmered on.
What's that funny smell?
Sniffed Nutty.
I would say it was Rose's lunch.
Said Nelly.
Oh, our lunch!
Thundered Rose.
You're right.
Bellowed Nutty.
Here it comes. Green pea soup bubbling over the bulkhead.
Fantastic! What? What?
Shouted all the boats, bobbing about.
Let's have a regatta! What? What?
You carry on.
Suggested Nelly.
We'd better be off to clean the kitchen. Eh, Rose?
It must have boiled over.
Niggly Nelly and most of the animals were huddled together at the far end of the Skylark, whilst William the Hippos was wallowing in a mud bath, muttering mutters and agreeing with himself.
I don't think we do.
He said.
Quite agree with you.
He agreed.
I'm quite sure we don't.
He went on.
You're right.
Nutty Noah was standing on his head and looking at the map upside down for a change, and the others grumbled on at William.
You haven't had a proper bath for years.
Snapped Nelly.
And it's time you did!
Echoed the animals.
No time for that.
Shouted Nutty Noah.
Here's a lovely spot. And if I'm not mistaken, we can all bathe when we get there.
Ooh, I don't want to go there.
Groaned William.
Don't worry.
He went on.
That map's always wrong.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Oh, Nutty Noah, you and your stupid map. How can we possibly bathe here?
Niggled Nelly.
Wonderful!
Shouted William, agreeing with himself, and dived into the mud.
We may as well have stayed at home if we wanted to watch William wallowing in mud.
Niggled Nelly.
Well, at least he's happy.
Beamed Nutty Noah.
We're very glad, quack quack, to see someone is, quack.
Said a herd of sponge ducks from the top of the tree.
We haven't had anyone to bathe with, quack, quack, since the water hole dried up, quack.
Oh, how terribly sad!
Said William happily.
Only mud to bathe in. Oh, how happy I am.
He went on sadly, when he suddenly began to sink.
Oh, dear. Oh, I'm in deeper than I thought.
He moaned.
Help!
He shouted, and everyone dashed to help him.
Reach out for the rope.
Shouted Nutty Noah from the bank, but it was no good. The sponge ducks were on the other bank calling, and William didn't know which way to turn. What with all that calling and reaching and stretching and straining going on, everyone ended up in the middle of the mud, and it was Brian who discovered something important.
It's only deep when you bend your knees. So it is.
He went on, and William felt rather embarrassed, but thanked everyone for their help just the same.
Old Nelly didn't do much to help, did she? Ha ha ha!
Chuckled Nutty Noah.
Oh, haven't I just?
She screeched.
Whilst you lot have been wallowing in that mud, I have knitted a swimming pool.
Oh, no!
Said William.
Oh, yes, quack,
Said the sponge ducks.
We're not moving from this spot till you've all been in the bath,
said Nelly. So they all had to. Even Nutty Noah. It was not all that surprising that Nelly and the animals were slightly depressed at the thought of yet another day having to watch Nutty Noah go through yet another of his never-ending painting by post lessons. Nutty Noah took no heed of the expressions of his companions, but just got on with opening painting lesson number 4, which had just arrived in the post.
We've not been out for days now.
Belay that niggling, Nelly!
Piped Nutty Noah.
I've no instructions. They're not here. What will I paint? I just can't paint anything.
You could copy the map,
said Maureen glibly.
That's it. Copy the map. Oh, dead easy with a roller. Look at that there, look. Let's give it a try, eh? All aboard.
Oh, my goodness. Where will this lead us to?
Niggled Nelly.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark! Hello!
Shouted Noah.
Good gracious me! I didn't say that. Did I?
You certainly did.
Echoed Nelly.
Without a doubt. It's an art gallery.
Creaked a picture frame.
Wow, shiver me paintbrushes! A talking picture frame!
Nutty Noah exclaimed.
I don't like the look of this place at all.
Niggled Nelly.
There's nothing to look at.
Creaked the frame.
There's a table with no pictures.
Well, if this isn't my lucky day.
Beamed Nutty Noah.
I'm just the very chap you're looking for. Nelly, my dear, knit us a few smocks for myself and me helpers, will you? I feel a painting coming on.
Oh, and I feel a headache coming on. Oh.
Sighed Nelly. When the smocks were sewn up at the seams, the serious painting began, and the picture frames brightened up. Well, that is, all except a rather dull lady who used to keep house for Rembrandt and wasn't very happy with Nutty Noah's efforts.
You don't seem to understand,
growled Noah.
This is modern art, don't you know?
And she's upside down, don't you know?
Niggled Nelly.
Thank you.
Said the rather dull lady, brightening up.
Did give me quite a turn. Oh, yes. Come along, everyone.
Shouted Nelly.
Where to now, my dear?
I've a little surprise for you.
Oh, piano lessons by post. Thank you, my dear.
It should have been a shock, but there was an air of indifference about the Skylark when Nelly pointed out that she was fed up with knitting. The simple reason was that Rose was fed up arguing with herself. Maureen wouldn't speak to herself, and the rest of the motley crew were just plain bored with everything.
What about a bit of a drive round?
Suggested Nelly with a boring sigh. Nutty Noah dragged his feet up to the map room to see if there was anywhere worth going to, while Cedric sat and waited, bored to tears.
I think I've got something,
shouted Nutty Noah.
Might be a bit boring, but let's go and see. All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Yawning and shrugging and shuffling broke out amongst the animals when they landed, and Nutty Noah thought he had a mutiny on his hands when Nelly noticed some books.
A spot of reading would make a nice change from knitting,
she chirped. And Nutty Noah thought he had a revolution on his hands when some of the more popular books began to shout and chant.
Read me! Read me! Read me! Read me! Read me! Read me! Belay there!
Shouted Nutty Noah.
We're rather concerned, you see,
said a well-read encyclopedia.
Well, there's no need for a demonstration!
Snapped Nutty Noah.
that
Said an old girl guidebook.
is quite the wrong impression.
the problem is
Said the encyclopedia.
that nobody reads us.
Oh, well, we'll soon change all that.
Said Nelly, picking up a novel little book.
Arr! There's an adventure pop-up!
Said Nutty Noah.
Come on, everyone!
And off they went into the adventure.
Come on! Arr! Come on, everyone!
Nelly sat and read her book right the way through, and suddenly realizing the time, she began to wonder
I wonder.
where everyone was when they all arrived home.
Oh,
Nelly, my dear, the prince and princess just got married in a church on a hill at the end of the book.
oh, how wonderful.
Said Nelly.
Why don't they go on honeymoon in Skylark whilst we wait here and read the rest of the books?
Ah, what a happy ending.
Sighed Nutty Noah. And Sybil couldn't control himself.
I do love weddings.
No, I'm sorry, but that's it. I'm not moving, thank you very much.
Nutty Noah insisted, while half the animals agreed with him and the other half didn't.
Perhaps if Skylark was in the water, we could float about and you could sunbathe.
Nattered Niggly Nelly.
Nope, I ain't moving. I've decided to have a nice, quiet day, and nothing you will say will make me change my mind.
Nodded Nutty Noah.
Well, we'll soon see about that.
Piped Nelly.
Picnics on the poop deck when we're at sea. Packed picnics, picnics at sea, picnics at sea.
That makes a slight difference, eh? What?
Said Nutty Noah. And everyone agreed on that point.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Nelly had made cucumber sandwiches. Rose ate 602, and Beryl both thought that was beastly. Nutty Noah was finally convinced that floating around nowhere with nothing to do but eat cucumber sandwiches was really very nice, when a pirate ship appeared.
Belay there!
Bellowed a buccaneer, and Niggly Nelly said she thought they were rather...
Common.
We're the Skylark.
Shouted Nutty Noah.
Doing nothing much. Who are you? What's your game?
This is the Lucky Dog,
Barked the buccaneer.
and we're looking for treasure.
Well, you can please yourselves, but we ain't doing nothing but eat cucumber sandwiches today.
That started an uproar amongst the animals, eager for treasure.
Stop!
Demanded Niggly Nelly.
Oh, indeed. Why don't we all look for the treasure together? Now then, Mr. Pirate, I suggest you look over there, and we'll look over there.
Oh, there ain't nothing there but waves there.
Sighed Nutty Noah.
Under the waves, my dear Noah. Oh,
And with that, Skylark began to dive into the depths.
We can't do that.
Moaned a battered old matelot,
Oh, yes, we can.
growled the captain, and pulled out the plug.
Here you are, Nutty Nor. A pair of pearl-handled pickaxes for you.
But, Nelly, I'm sure we won't find a thing.
And I'm sure we will. Look over there, a sunken treasure ship.
What's that? A treasure ship?
A sunken treasure ship indeed.
Scoffed Maureen the giraffes.
It's the pirate ship.
She added with a snort. Well, shiver me at. So it is. Ahoy there. Have you found the treasure, mateys? Asked Nutty Noah.
No, we ain't.
Sniffed the pirates.
We lost our plug.
Why don't you use that big box over there for a plug?
Suggested Nelly.
That's it.
Gasped the pirates. It is. It's the treasure. It's the treasure. Choked Nutty Noah.
Oh, the pirates! Come back at once!
Demanded Nelly, but they never did. Oh, well, never mind. You are my treasure, said Nutty, and Nelly went bright red. A bustling whirlwind wound its way round the Skylark as Nelly whizzed about, wagging her finger at everyone after deciding that once again they had slipped back into their lazy ways. Nutty Noah took this chance to pop in the quick suggestion of a journey, but nobody wanted to know. They just sat about and moaned and groaned and hoped that Nutty Noah would forget all about the journey. Then Nelly came bustling back with a broom and swept them all to their feet.
I've told you all before that sitting about doing nothing is bad for the brain. Now come along.
Oh, anywhere would be better than this, complained Humphrey. Now's me chance, decided Nutty Noah. All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Well,
said Nelly, looking over the side of the Skylark.
It would seem that everyone is determined just to lie about doing nothing today. Having managed to get everyone on Skylark to their feet, I now see we have another bunch of lazy lumps here. What on earth are you thinking about, lying around like that?
We were thinking very much about doing quite a lot of things,
said one of the lazy lumps.
Well, why don't you get on with it instead of just lying about? I was only just saying.
That sitting about doing nothing is bad for the brain.
Oh, that well may be, madame. But we are not what you think. We are not lazy. We are marionettes, and alas, we came here with the hope of doing a show. But a mirth, a close mirth,
A moth?
yes, a mirth, got in the box and ate the blooming strings and the costume.
Never mind. We'll soon put that little lot right.
Said Nelly proudly, pumping herself up till she almost burst.
Will woolen strings do?
I don't know. Wool string will do? I suppose woolly string is the same as stringy wool. Yes?
Good.
Agreed Nelly.
Then you can put on a show for us.
Oh, but someone has to pull the wool, the strings.
They will.
Nelly pointed towards the animals.
And I'll knit the costumes.
But they don't seem interested.
Oh, but they are. Aren't you, my dears?
But if we have to work the woolen strings, we won't see the show.
Moaned Rose. Oh, yes, we will,
beamed Nutty Noah.
Sling them ropes over them there yard arms. See?
And everyone moaned about working the strings while they enjoyed the puppet show. Nutty Noah and Niggly Nelly were getting along fine on their side of the Skylark with a whirring and whizzing of wire brush wheels.
and a slapping and slurping of paintbrushes. But, as Nelly found out, the animals weren't getting along so well on their side.
Oh, Nutty Nor and I have almost finished the starboard, and here you are, shirking and shuffling about on the port side, with hardly a spot of new paint to be seen.
We don't like scraping and painting,
said Cynthia the snakes.
And I don't like being a spray gun.
Moaned Rose.
Oh, come on.
She said.
The sooner we've done, the sooner we'll be away.
And as soon as we've got all the barnacles off, Skylark will fly higher than ever.
No sooner said than done,
said Brian.
Beautiful.
Nelly exclaimed.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Oh, Nutty Nor. Are you sure we're all right? I'm sure we're right off the map.
Impossible, my dear,
said Nutty Noah.
Hang on!
Where are we?
Niggled Nelly.
Dunno yet. Yeah, what's going on?
It's him,
said William.
He's bigger than us.
Oh, sorry.
Stammered the giant.
It's just that I'm right upset today. It's Giant's annual fancy dress ball tonight, and I can't think what to be. And anyway, I've nought to wear.
Belay that!
Boomed Nutty Noah, turning to Nelly.
No, I couldn't,
she fussed, knowing just what Noah was about to suggest.
Of course you can! It's the challenge of a lifetime of knitting! You will go to the ball!
I seem to have heard that somewhere before,
smirked Maureen.
Enough!
Nutty Noah shouted.
The first thing is to think of what to be. Now, horse?
No. Clown? No. Rhubarb?
What about a leprechaun?
Suggested Humphrey.
Brilliant!
Echoed Nutty Noah.
A giant leprechaun! Nelly, get knitting!
Soon after sunset, the giant was ready.
Thou won't come to the party?
He inquired.
On one condition,
said Nelly.
We leave before midnight.
In case I turn into a pumpkin or something.
Roared the giant.
or in case the wall shrinks. Ho, ho, ho.
Come along, everyone,
niggled Nelly.
But I was just beginning to enjoy myself,
mumbled Noah.
So was the giant leprechaun.
Oh, it's midnight, and the giant's claws are shrinking.
Oh, better be off! All about the Skylark! Come on!
For some time now, a calm atmosphere had not been aboard the Skylark, and Nutty Noah and Niggly Nelly had been making things worse for themselves by being very jumpy indeed. R.T.
Oh, Nutty Nor, I wish you wouldn't do that.
Do what, my dear? Asked Nutty Noah.
Make me jump.
No, I jump first, I'm sure.
Sir.
Oh!
Sir,
said Maureen the giraffes.
I wish you two would stop being so jumpy. It's making us all jumpy.
We jumped first, said Noah and Nelly.
Yes, you're right, my dear. Well, we wish you wouldn't do it,
said Maureen.
What about...
What about a bit of a ride, then? That would do us all good. Up to the map room. Now then. Somewhere where you won't all jump.
Oh!
What about...
Here! Oh! All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
There, said Nutty Noah proudly. nothing but boxes. Now, do you feel better? Not so jumpy? Nothing but boxes here, and a very pleasant journey it was too. Very relaxing.
The question is,
Said Ahmed.
do you feel not so jumpy?
Of course we're not. Are we, my dear?
Nutty!
Now, let's see what's going on around here.
Hello?
No one there.
Hello?
Oh, now belay that jumping. Who are you?
Nutty!
We're all jack-in-the-boxes, and our springs are broken. We can't have any fun.
Well, Nelly, me dear, having never met any jack-in-the-boxes, I must say they sound quite nice.
Well,
What sort of springs would you be wanting?
Oh, just springs.
Now, Nelly, what do you think?
I'll try.
She said. And try she did. But the springs came out all straight.
Oh, it's no use. I've failed.
No, you ain't, my dear. You just ain't wound 'em up yet. Here, Rose, my dears, wind them springs up, there's a pet. And wind them up she did. The rest of the animals went round and fitted each box with a new spring. Well, that's that, said Nutty Noah. Let's be off,
Duh, this has been boring.
said Brian.
Did someone say boring?
Said a jack-in-the-box.
Oh, after all we've done for you, now you're making us jump.
Sorry, but that's what jack-in-the-boxes are for. To make people jump.
Oh, Nutty! Simons jumped right out of their shell.
I think we'd better be off before Rose jumps out of their skin.
Oh, wouldn't that be embarrassing?
Well, that's all the news for now, me old shipmate. I'll write again soon, but must finish now to catch the 6 o'clock post. Best wishes, Nutty Noah. Arr! There, Nelly, my dear, I've finished the letter.
We could have gone round to see him in the time it took to write that letter.
Niggled Nelly.
Oh, well, he likes letters.
And he likes to see us, too. Why don't we deliver the letter? He'd like that, and he'll see us as well.
Oh, he'd like that.
Said Cedric.
I'm not so sure.
He went on.
You're right, Nelly, as always, you're right, my dear. Now, he lives right here,
Said Nutty, pointing to the map.
That settled it then.
Said Nelly.
I can also deliver this coat of arms.
Oh, he'd like that.
Said Nutty Noah.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
On arrival at Nutty Noah's friend's house, it was quite plain to see that, in fact, he wasn't at home.
Arr! He must have moved.
Said Nutty.
Or is that map again?
Niggled Nelly.
Can we help?
Who?
Us.
Who are you?
We're postage stamps.
Oh,
Said Nutty Noah.
you shouldn't be here. You should be somewhere else. On letters.
We didn't expect you either.
The stamp went on.
But as you're here, you may as well collect your mail.
Oh, all right.
Said Nutty.
There ain't any.
Said the stamp.
Why not?
We've no glue. No glue here or at any other of our depots. You can't deliver letters without glue.
Righty-ho, then. Line up the animals. There's a job to be done.
Said Nelly, and set to work.
I just know I'll get the licking job, so could you make it strawberry glue?
Well, all right, but don't lick it all off.
Within a very short time, Nelly had knitted several large pots of strawberry glue and a splendid number of glue brushes. So Nutty Noah and his crew set to work, and Rose never complained once. There was jubilation amongst the stamps as they got ready for their journeys, and a little sadness when there wasn't a stamp left for Nutty's letter.
Oh, said Nutty Noah. That leaves my letter.
Well, you were going to take the letter yourself,
beamed Nelly.
Oh, but I'm not sure how to get there,
I could take it,
said a stamp.
but you're too big for a letter. You're a parcel stamp.
That's all right. Step into the parcel room. No problem,
said the stamp, and within a very short time, Nutty Noah was ready to go.
Nelly! Nelly!
Go on, dear. We'll follow you. All aboard! Oh, he's a first-class male.
I tell you, it was that big. The biggest fish you ever saw.
said Rose the elephant, and went on to say,
It was probably bigger.
I saw a fish once. It was as big as a house.
said Simon the tortoises,
That was a turtle, silly.
said Ahmed, and smiled at himself. Brian the Lions was not impressed,
What a lot of complete rubbish.
said Maureen, and Nutty Noah agreed, and Nilly Nelly thought the whole conversation was silly, and that they should quieten down and all do something constructive.
A fishing holiday would be nice and quiet,
she said,
A fishing contest would be even better.
beamed Nutty Noah,
Oh, yeah, right.
Right.
said everyone.
Agree, and may the best beast win.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark! Well, this looks like a good spot, Nelly, my dear.
Grinned Nutty Noah as they landed on the very edge of a fine stretch of water.
Oh, good spot. Oh, a lot you know about fishing. We ain't had a bite all day.
Though you might get a bite from Brian, my lions, if you're not careful. Who are you, anyway?
We're fishing gnomes, see? We's always fishing, ain't we? See? But we never catch anything, do we?
My name is Bartholomew. You're very welcome to fish our stretch of waters, but unfortunately, they're not good at the moment.
But we came for a fishing contest,
said Nutty Noah,
And a fishing contest you shall have.
said Niggly Nelly, and fished for her needles.
Now, let me see. I think you will now find the river well stocked with fish, and whoever ends the afternoon with the highest number wins a prize,
said Nelly.
Now, when I say go, go, go!
With that, the gnomes set to on one bank, and Nutty Noah and the animals set to on the other bank, and some furious fishing followed.
Time's up!
Shouted Nelly, and the numbers were added up. Bartholomew had the highest, and so was presented with the prize.
Oh, I never would have thought I would win this lovely cup.
He wormed,
Ooh, I've caught a whopping big fish.
trumpeted Rose,
So have I!
roared Nutty Noah.
No, the competition's over!
I've got to land this one, Nelly, me dear. It's the biggest catch since Jonah's whale.
Sorry, Nutty. We must have got our lines crossed.
Another year had passed, and the first snowflakes were dancing about on a sharp wind as Nutty Noah breezed in after taking Humphrey the pigs for a walk.
By Jove, arr, arr, arr. What a night!
He shivered as he stamped his feet on the doormat, and Humphrey scuttled over to join the others who were roasting chestnuts around the fire. Nelly was niggling about in the kitchen, making seasonal things with seasoning, and hoping she hadn't overdone it.
Oh well.
There were things to be done, puddings to stir, parcels to wrap, plans to be made.
What about going away this year?
Said Nutty Noah with a hint of adventure.
Oh, that sounds nice, I must say.
Said Nelly, and half the animals who couldn't get near the fire nodded their agreement.
That's it then.
Rasped Nutty.
Sunshine, here we come. All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark! Shiver me timbers. This place is full of snow.
Never mind shiver your timbers, shiver me.
Shiver me.
Shiver I mean.
What you mean is shiver us?
Said Humphrey with a couple of snorts.
Shiver us all. Do you and that silly old map. Sunshine indeed. Oh, look at that. The whole place is covered in snow. Where can we be?
Dunno, my dear.
Chuckled Nutty Noah.
The whole place is covered in snow. See my joke?
And who may you be?
Season's greetings.
Sang the very jolly people.
We're snowmen, and we're very glad to see you. You've solved our problem.
That was quick. We didn't even know you had a problem.
We haven't. You've solved it. Our guests for our party couldn't get here because of the snow. We were worried. Then you all arrived. Come on. There's ice raspberry, ice strawberry, ice sherbet, ice, iced buns, iced cakes, and iced drinks.
Oh, how wonderful. That solved all my catering problems. Oh, this is going to be a real super holiday. No cooking and no knitting. Oh, how lovely.
Nutty Noah and Niggly Nelly followed the snowmen, and the animals followed on 2 by 1, and the party began to swing. There was snowballing and skiing, and skating and sliding. And when the sun came out, it was nice enough to sunbathe.
You know, Nelly, my dear, that's not such a bad old map after all.
You're right, Nutty Noah. I think I'll unravel your present.
Oh, what was that, my dear?
Well, it was a new map.
Oh, well, my dear, I think I'll take your present back to the shop.
Oh? What was it, my dear?
A knitting pattern for a map.
Oh, Nutty Noah!
Come on, give us a kiss, my dear.
Oh, Nutty! Not in front of the animals.
There wasn't a single movement from the animals, nor a single sound, but there was something going on aboard the Skylark.
Oh, Nutty Noah, that crew of yours. Will you please have a word with them? Stop them doing that.
But they ain't doing anything.
I know. I wish they'd stop it. I've all of 15 pullovers to finish before lunch, and those stupid animals keep staring at me.
What's up with you? Staring at Nelly like that?
Oh, but we're not staring. We're doing nothing. We're seeing who can do nothing for the longest. Oh, well, I wish you'd stop doing nothing.
What we need is a bit of excitement. Let's have a look at the map.
What about right here?
Said Cyril, the man-eating tigers.
A wild safari park. Wild.
He went on.
Done,
said Nutty Noah.
Oh, that'll give them something to stare at. Eh, Nutty?
Oh, arr! All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Oh, Nutty Noah, you and your wild safari park indeed.
It wasn't my idea, Nelly, my dear. It was Cyril's wild idea.
Well, whoever it was should be ashamed of themselves. Oh, we may as well have stayed at home. Just look at that lot out there. They're worse than your crew standing there staring. Oh!
Niggled Nelly.
Ahoy, you lot! Are you waiting for a bus or something?
No, sir. We're waiting for someone to make a move. I am the king. This is my wife, the queen. We've been stuck here for over a month.
Yeah, I would like a bit of excitement.
Said the queen.
So would I,
said Nelly.
These chess games do go on sometimes.
You shall have some excitement,
boomed Nutty Noah and whispered to Nelly.
Oh, Nutty Noah, oh, you're a genius, oh,
said Nelly, and off she went for some wool, and the excitement began. The excitement turned to disappointment when Nelly presented her latest masterpiece, a new chessboard trampoline.
Oh, thank you very much,
said the king, and the queen sighed a little.
Come on, let's get started. I do believe it's your move, sire,
said Nutty Noah, and everyone followed the king. Said the king. Said the queen.
Ooh, lovely,
said Rose, and everyone got on famously.
And to think, I was so disappointed when I first saw it,
said the king.
Well, we all have our ups and downs, sire. Hey, what, Nelly, my dear? Ha-ha!
There was no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. Nutty Noah and Niggly Nelly were ready for a little holiday. So they sat looking at holiday slides and decided that it must be somewhere quiet.
What about going to see my family?
Said Rose.
Far too noisy. It's somewhere nice and quiet we want.
We could go and spend a couple of weeks with my cousins,
said Cyril, the man-eating tigers.
I can't sleep in trees.
And what about my bad back?
What about my sister and her family?
In that pigsty? Thank you, Humphrey, but we really couldn't. There are far too many of us.
We're going somewhere nice and quiet. You animals get your own way far too often.
How awful,
said the animals.
That's wonderful.
All aboard the Skylark! All aboard the Skylark!
Oh, well, Nutty, my dear. This is the life, eh?
Ah, you're right,
sighed Nutty Noah.
If you hadn't spoken just then, this could have been the quietest place I've ever been to.
Oh, Nutty Noah, you're an old tease. I shan't say another thing,
said Nelly, and Nutty settled down to his very restful, empty book.
It's a pity about the music.
I thought you said you wouldn't say another thing.
Well, I didn't.
Thought you said something about music.
Thought that was you.
Yet, it was I.
No, a doll.
2 dolls.
The Russian dolls, usually very happy and jolly, but we've run out of music, and things have been very quiet just lately.
We noticed,
said Nutty.
And very nice it was too.
Oh, do you think so?
You poor things.
Now, Nelly, my dear, we came for a rest.
There's only 2 of them,
said Rose the elephants.
Just a sprinkling of very quiet music wouldn't harm anyone.
What sort of music do you like?
Asked Nelly.
Oh, something lively is best,
said the doll, and smiled.
I'll see what I can do,
said Nelly.
Ah, well, we may as well make the most of the next few minutes.
How awful. I can hardly wait. I had a bit of spare wool, so I made a rather large hurdy-gurdy. I fancy a bit of fun now. Come on, Rose, let's get things going. Well, come on. You wanted somewhere with lots of fun.
Oh, how wonderful! Dancing! Can't think of anything more boring.
You should try Nutty's empty book. Come on, my little Cossack.
Oh, do you come here often?